Hello all, welcome back to Edgemoon Tutorials. So today we'll continue our discussion about the basic definitions of formal language and automata theory. So in this class, we shall discuss about the types of grammars, languages and machines and the relationship between them using a classification called as Chomsky hierarchy. So Chomsky hierarchy gives the classification of all the languages and the grammars which are computable and the machines which accept them. So it can be categorized as four different types: type 0, 1, 2 and 3. So there are four types of grammars classified by Chomsky hierarchy as type 0, type 1, type 2 and type 3. Firstly, type 0 grammars are also called as unrestricted grammars, and the language generated by this grammar is called as recursively enumerable languages. So the production rule that is to be followed in this one is there is no restriction actually, so it can be seen as alpha tends to beta, where both alpha and beta belongs to V union T whole star, that is any number of combination of variables and terminals on both the left hand and right hand side of the production rule. And the machine that is accepting these languages is called as Turing machine, and the example of these grammars is taken as any computable languages that are generated can be accepted using this grammar or the machine. So we come with the next type of the grammar, that is type 1. So the grammar of type 1 is called as context sensitive grammar, and the language that is generated by this grammar is called as context sensitive language. Now coming to the production rule, the production rule of the type 1 grammar is as follows: alpha tends to beta, where again both alpha and beta belongs to V union T whole star, but the only condition in the context sensitive grammars is mod alpha should be less than or equal to mod beta. What is mod alpha means? The length of the string or as the length of the literals present in the left hand side of the production rule. So in the production rule, the left hand side should be, the number of characters should be less than the right hand side or equal to. So as we shown in the example here, the two production rules. The first one is a production rule. Here you can see this production rule, there are two symbols here and here we have three here. So the left hand side is less than or equal to right hand side. So this is context sensitive. But here you can see there are two symbols in the left hand side, but there is only one symbol here. So this is only type 0 but not type 1. So you can conclude that all the type 1 grammars are subset of the type 0. So coming to the machine that accepts the type 1 grammar are called as linear bound automata. And then as an example, you can take a language that is generated in the strings over alphabets A, B, C, where the language is equal to A power n, B power n and C power n. So that is equal number of A's followed by the same number of B's and the number of C's. Next we come with the second type, that is type 2 grammar. This is actually the third one in the table. So the type 2 grammars are called as context free grammar, and the language is also called as context free languages that are generated by this grammar. So coming to the production rule is as follows: alpha belongs to beta, where alpha is V and beta is V union T whole star. That is, on the left hand side of the production rule there should be only variables, and that too there is only one variable existing in the left hand side of the production rule, and on the right hand side there can be any number of variables and terminals. So the machine accepting these languages or the grammar that is context free are push down automata, and the example you can take the example as the language generated over alphabets A, B, A power n and B power n, that is number of A's followed by the same number of B's. So we go with the last type of the grammar, which is called as regular grammar, and also the language generated is called as a regular language. The production rules should be in the form of right linear or left linear grammar. So what is meant by right linear or left linear grammar is, in left linear grammar the production rule on the left hand side should contain all the non-terminals or as the variables on the left hand side only. So in the example shown here, A and B are the variables. So on the right hand side of the production rule there should be only terminals, or else if there is a variable existing it should be on the left hand side like this B, but it should not be any combination. So these two are the left linear grammars. So similarly vice versa, we can take it as right linear grammar, where all the production rules have the right hand side production as xb, that is all the non-terminals, all the variables should follow after the terminals. So example here, again we take an example here where the first two production rules, these two are LLG and these two are RLG. All the grammars in which the right hand side of the production rule contains only a terminal, or else the variable should be on the left hand side like this. This is called as left linear, and similarly vice versa, where all the terminals on the right hand side should be on the right side of the production rule, that is called as right linear grammar. So the language generated by these regular languages or the regular grammars is accepted by a machine called as finite automata. And as an example, you can take a language that is our sigma is equal to a star, that is simply the number of a's multiplied by any number of times. So finally, Chomsky hierarchy gives you all the different types of grammars and languages and their respective production rules and the machines that are accepting those languages, and also the examples of which type of language come under these four types. And next we go with the classification, the relationship between all these grammars and the machines, so which can be shown using a small type of subset diagram. So if you take the first one, this shows the hierarchy diagram of the languages. So if you check this first one, assume that this is the box containing all the languages of type 0 and they are accepted by the Turing machine here. So this is the machine which accepts all the type 0 languages. So assume that these are the set of Turing machines that are accepting the languages generated by the type 0 grammar. Now assume that the second box is shown as T1, that is the languages that are generated by the grammar of type 1, that is context sensitive grammars. So all those languages will be a subset of type 0. So if I take an example of two languages L1 and L2, so as shown in the diagram, if L1 is of type 0, so that can be accepted by a Turing machine, and if L2 is of type 1, that is again obviously belongs to type 0, because all the type 1 languages are by default subset of type 0. So L2 can also be implemented using a Turing machine. It shows the hierarchy of the languages from T0 to T3. So all the languages of T3 are by default the subset of T2, and the languages of T2 are subset of T1, and the languages of T1 are subset of T0. So you can see the diagram where if there is a language L1 which is in this type 2, this can be accepted by a push down automata, and also an LBA can be designed, and also a Turing machine also can be designed. But if there is a language called L2 in this one which belongs to the subset of T1, so it also belongs to the subset of T0. So a linear bound automata and a Turing machine also can be designed for the language L2. And if there is a language called L3 which is in the set of T3, so only finite automata can be designed, and a push down automata and linear bound automata and Turing machine cannot be designed for such languages. So the languages that are generated by T3 type 3 grammars are subset of type 2, and type 2 grammars are subset of type 1, and obviously type 1 are subset of type 0. So you can take it as the type 0 as the universal set in which all these are the subset of the grammars. Similarly, Turing machine can be used to design any type of grammar, and linear bound automata can be used to design the grammars that are generated by type 1, type 2 and type 3. Push down automata can be used to accept the languages of type 2 and type 3. And finally, finite automata can be designed to accept the languages that are regular. So in the next video, we will be going with the grammars and the languages. So how to generate a grammar for a given language and how the strings are obtained from the grammar. Thank you all.